So hey everyone, and in this video we are going to learn about reading documents using our different commands. But before that, I would like to clarify something. In last video we actually performed the create operation. We created different documents, but one thing which I missed was to add some syntax errors. Okay, so for example, you are trying to add a document, but this time suppose your field is like, for example, we are trying to add a document, and I would actually say, suppose I would actually copy the previous one so that I can finish this video really fast. Okay, so suppose I want to add a document into my users collection, so I would just copy this and then I would just paste it here directly. Okay, I would just paste it here, so you can see, suppose I want to add a collection, that is I have actually created a collection in last video, users. Inside that collection I want to add a document, so I would add a document, and suppose whose name is, suppose Viraj Jain. Okay, suppose this is the user, but you can see that this is having a field. Suppose I want to add an age. Okay, age is not a string. You can see I'm adding string format data. Viraj Jain is a string, email was also a string, password was also a string. Suppose I want to add a number, so I can easily do that. Okay, so I can easily do that. So if I hit this, you can see it would be added easily. If you want to see, you can easily see that, yeah, number is easily added. Similarly, you can add boolean data. Similarly, you can add different kind of data which is allowed in JSON format, right? So it's very easy. I hope one confusion is clear. Now second thing is, suppose your key is having a space. Suppose it's actually full name. Suppose it's actually full name. So you can see now, if I hit this, you can see I would get an error because it must not contain any space. Now suppose if you want to give some space, how you can do that? So you can actually add a you can actually add an inverted comma or double inverted comma, whatever you like. So I would just add an inverted comma like this, and it would end here. That's it. So now if I just hit this, so you can see it would be created. Now if I just see, you can see that rest everything is fine, but the field which is having a space would be actually shown like this. Okay, so guys, that's how you can actually add syntax like this to actually pass on later on. Okay, so now let's continue with the remaining part. And now this is the first read operation. First of all, you can see this is the read operation, which would give me all data of my collections. Okay, all the documents of my collections, right? So this is the first read operation, which we already covered in last video, but still we would use that today also. So very important. Now let's continue with the next read operations, which would always use. Okay, so the first important operation is actually the find operation, which we have already seen. If you just type the command db.users.find, okay, what it would do is it would actually give you all the data of that specific collection, right? That's how it actually works. But suppose instead of this, if I want to find a specific user or email or password, suppose I want to find all the users whose name is Viraj. Okay, I want to find all the users whose name is Viraj. What can I do? I can simply say, type the same command, and this time I would simply say, give me all the users whose name field is having Viraj. Okay, is having Viraj. So I would just give a colon, then you just need to write the name or thing which you want to look for, the string or number which you want to look for. I'm just saying, give me all the users whose name is Viraj. So you can see it's giving me all the users whose name is Viraj very easily, right? So that's how actually find operation works. But this would actually give you all the users. Suppose you want to only find that one specific user, so for that you would simply write findOne. Okay, that means only one user. It would give me, if you have thousands of users whose name starts with Viraj, whose name is Viraj, it would just give me one user. Okay, so if I just write findOne, it would just give me the one user, that means the top user which is available. Okay, now this is the find operation where you can find the name. But since if you want to find a very unique user, what you would do is you would simply provide the ID. Okay, so just copy this ID, and I would simply say that I would find that specific user whose ID is actually like this. Okay, so you just provide the ID. You would simply say object ID, and inside this, guys, you can actually paste that ID which you want. So just paste that ID, and now if I hit this, so you can see I'm getting that specific user whose ID is 475. So it's actually giving me that specific unique user. That means if I want to get my data, I would just provide my ID to this MongoDB query, and then I can easily get my data. Okay, even if there are thousands of users whose name starts with Harshal, my ID would be unique, so I would get my unique data with this. Okay, I hope you understood how to actually get the specific data. You would be using this operation a lot to find that specific user. So this is find one, and similarly we have find many. Okay, so find one would give you only one object, find many would give you all the data which is available to specific query. That means all the users whose name is Viraj, right? So now we learned about find and find one command.